So that was a pretty crazy episode. Hello and welcome to episode 3's review of The World God Only Knows Goddesses. I just finished watching it about 25 seconds ago, and I really enjoyed this episode up until the end. That's not to say that the end is bad, it's just the end dramatically shifted in terms of where it was headed. This episode's pretty much, there's not going to be much to say. He's pretty much going around doing his plan of trying to pretty much increase the romance levels with each girl, pretty much like in Harvest Moon or something when you want to like increase the heart level of a girl or whatnot. That's basically what he's trying to do with the real life girls. The funny thing is that it's not working out the way he's planning it to, because these are real girls. They're not following scripted sequences that have been done over and over and over again. They're just living their lives, and that's not going according to his plan. For the most part, it doesn't spend too much time on each individual girl. There's the first three that he tries to go with, and it's a short sequence with each of them, with a bunch of funny hijinks in with him and Hakwa trying to keep them apart, keep all the girls apart, so that they don't each see him with them. But my favorite was the library girl. I can never remember her name. I think it's like something like Shiori or something like that. It's probably wrong. It's likely wrong. I don't think that's what it is. But they had a longer sequence with her because her little shindig was a very, 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 very charming and lighthearted, adorable little exchange between the two of them, because it was all done through this little like storybook that she's writing. Like, it's pretty much her diary, I guess, in a fantasy-esque futuristic sci-fi world that she's been writing. And she writes that she meets the guy, and she writes the whole conquest that happened in the first season. Yeah, she was the first season. I think so. I'm pretty sure she was first season. He writes the whole conquest with what she writes the whole conquest with what happened with her. Only they're reversed roles. She's the very talkative one, and he's the quiet library guy. And there's like future space. She's a space reporter and everything. And he comes and he reads it, and she catches him reading it. And the shot on her face is just, it's priceless, because her eyes are huge. They're huge for like anime standards, because she sees that he's pretty much reading her diary. Her face is blood red. Her eyes are just bulging, like huge. And typically you don't see that, because she's typically got that one normal face that she always has in all the pictures and everything. And their exchange is pretty much, they keep rewriting the end of the story. Like, he'll rewrite it like, and then the character didn't die, because he finds out that she remembers, because the story gets an angry turn at the last end, because she writes that, like, she like tears out the pages or something about them kissing, and then writes that, and then he died, because she heard about the rumors of him and Kanan. And so they keep changing up the ending. Like, he'll write, but he didn't really die, he came back, and then she'll write, well then he was eaten alive by this, and he died, but he wasn't digested, so he came back. And then it gets sweet, it gets like, why did he come back, and it's just really charming. And then it's followed by Yui, which is a girl that I hadn't seen in the show at all. I think it might be an OVA, or it might be one of the ones from the manga, because there are some cases where if you want to get the full backstory of it, you're gonna have to read the manga, which isn't good, really, because an anime should be able to stand on its own. Even if it is an adaptation from a manga, it should be able to stand on its own without referencing the manga and basically saying, you should read this. There are times when that's acceptable, but in terms of major plot points, not really. But this girl and him apparently had switched bodies during the conquest, and basically, I think what they said in the flashback or something was that he had to get her to conquer him while they were switched bodies. And so now this girl's got like the guy complex, and he's freaking out because she's like, here's an example of how she is. She gets him a present, he opens it, and it's a girl's school uniform for their school. And he goes, what is this? And she says, well, one of us has got to wear it, we can't be both walking around in the male uniforms. That's pretty much how she is. And there's a really amazing shot when he escapes her clutches, pretty much, quite literally escapes her clutches. And you just see Hakwa carrying him through the sky, and he's in chibi form, like, I was scared! So great. But then this other demon came... My computer's beeping. But then this other demon came in. I don't know who she is. I think she's likely from either the OVA or the manga. That's the main problem with this season so far, is that it keeps referencing things that I haven't seen, because I haven't seen the OVAs or read the manga. and so I'm not able to tell which is which because the OVAs aren't streamed anywhere, at least not that I can find. But she comes in, and apparently she's had a bad past with the main guy, Katsuragi. But you find out this little tidbit of information that the demons have a new rule now. The demons in hell are now hurling that they are supposed to only look for loose souls on Earth. They're also supposed to look for residents of heaven, aka there are demons down there who have now initiated a call to look for the goddesses, which is thickening the plot, especially since Kanon is about to die, and he's got this time limit, and now things are starting to just get a little rushed, and not rushed in a bad way, rushed as in he has to get this done or she's going to die. That kind of rush, and that's a good kind of rush, because that makes you intrigued. You want to know, oh god, how's he gonna get this done in 4 days now? 5 days? Ellie is still off pretending to be Kanon. I don't know if I explained that in the last one. Ellie is off. She's illusioning herself. It's not the right way to say it. To make every human appear, see that she is Kanon. And then she's pretty much taking the role and that makes sense considering how big of a fan she was during the whole Kanon conquest. And Hakwa is pretty much taking the role of Ellie. And she's doing illusion spells and whatnot that make her look like Ellie to everyone else. Really good episode. I'm interested to see where it's going to go in the next week. So yeah, see you all next time.